Network Entertainment.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Kaya Pa Ba? And for this episode, we have an icon, a legend, and just I do not have the words. For the first time, I do not have the words. Please welcome to the show, Bianca Gonzalez.
Grabe naman! Maraming salamat for having me. Kaya pa ba? Paano ba to?
Correct. So actually, para po sa mga viewers natin, we just did an episode together.
Yes.
As in literally like mga 15 minutes ago. So we are fresh, we are warm.
Yes!
At nailabas natin sa episode kanina na pagod tayo in general.
Kathleen Bernardo, is
Diba?
that true? Oo.
Pagod tayo in general.
Yes.
So when you find yourself like in the middle of so many deadlines and so many commitments, like what is the self-talk that you do?
Number one, yes, I want to affirm and validate na pagod na tayong lahat. I think na in my life stage now and at my age, mas na-handle ko na siya ng ano nga ba? I wouldn't say easily, but parang mas kinakaya ko na siya. One is, I have learned na napaka-importante nung pause, breathe, and you have to take things one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Meaning, nakaka-overwhelm minsan na pag Monday, like we're recording this on a Monday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yung linggo ko, yung parang tinitingnan mo pala yung calendar mo, pagod ka na.
Yeah.
And instead of allowing myself to feel defeated over what I'm going to do on Friday, sinasabi ko sa sarili ko, okay, Monday parang, okay, isang paano ba ito recording done? Okay, guesting si Baos done. Okay, ngayon. Meaning, tackle what you can
Yeah.
right now
Yeah.
and slowly at the end of the day, you're like, whew, okay, done today. Pahinga, bukas ulit.
Bukas ulit.
Yeah.
Pero yeah, it is quite intense being a freelancer because you also self-produce your
Yes,
podcast.
I do.
Diba?
Ang paano ba to? Which started actually as a book and then naging YouTube parang video series siya bago na uso ulit ang mga podcast. So, I went to being a podcast. For a while, I was with then Globe Studios. And then when Globe Studios closed, bumalik sa self-produced. So, bakit ba natin to ginagawa sa sarili natin?
But I think at the end of the day, we do it because we love it.
Yes.
We love it.
Super.
Yeah,
100%.
yeah.
Hindi naman natin gagawin kung
Correct.
wala-wala lang
Correct.
or hindi siya connected sa why natin in life.
Especially
So,
because, we don't make money immediately sa podcasting. We make money but not immediately.
Yes.
Diba? So parang kailangan talaga siyang tiyagain.
and hindi siya parang YouTube na 'di ba YouTube parang medyo related to views and like
May computation
oo,
siya.
may computation siya, nakikita ka. Ito hindi
Yes.
ibang siya, ibang way nakikita ka.
Correct. So we'll get into that later on. Sorry, inuna ko na yung pagod part kasi para sa mga taong pagod dyan, ayan na, kung napapagod kayo,
Yes.
okay lang kasi kung isang Bianca Gonzalez nga, tipong tinutungangaan yung calendar niya, di ba? So, it's okay, you're okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so of course, we know you to be kind of like the first lady of hosting, I guess.
Grabe naman.
I just coined that now. Diba? Parang feel ko like, ano bang pwedeng term? Diba? Like the first lady of hosting. You've hosted talk shows, game shows, reality TV shows. Why Speak is technically what ba? It's a forum.
Youth debate show.
It's a youth debate show.
yes.
Diba? So parang you've hosted a lot of things in 20 plus years. Tama ba?
Yes, 21.
21 years,
Grabe.
diba? And you have really witnessed a lot of cultural shifts, diba?
Absolutely.
Like pre-Facebook to now, mid-AI, diba? I think
Yes.
ando na tayo. What has that taught you in terms of, I guess, the Filipinos' relationship with pop culture and just with celebrity culture in general?
Oh gosh, ang daming nag-shift,
Correct.
sobra. So when I started in the industry, hindi ko alam kung maalala pa to ng iba. Naalala niyo yung K-Text?
Yes! Oh my
Text
God!
Sandara space
Yes.
on to 2366.
Yes.
Meron akong ganun dati. Text Bianca space on 2366. So sa lahat ng mga mas bata, ano siya, basically, you text a number which is 2366 and then makakakuha ka sa cellphone mo ng daily updates from your
Correct.
favorite stars.
Correct, diba? Sobrang analog, no?
Yes, pre-social media yun, 250 ba?
Yeah.
Basta something. And so at that time, ang relationship ng viewers to people in showbiz was very one way. Meaning, consume lang sila ng consume. Makikita mo lang in real life or magkaka-two-way kapag manood ka ng mall show, manood ka ng concert,
Yes.
ganyan. Yun lang yung parang may real-time feedback. Or if you watch, for example, a live taping, which not everybody gets to do. And then at that time, kapag merong issue, controversy, ang isang artista, pupunta sa The Buzz.
Correct.
Pupunta sa eLive. That was
Correct.
the one
Yes, I know,
I
yeah.
got to host with Tony Ma and Luis. Entertainment Live. Doon ka magsasalita.
Correct.
Tapos syempre yung pagsasalita mo on the show, ang daming pinagdaanan kasi the writer researched, came up with questions, present sa management, pag-uusapan nyo ano yung willing kang sabihin, ano yung hindi. Ang daming ganon. Before the public actually consumes, break na sila. Parang ganon lang yung takeaway, di ba? Fast forward to now, all artists, myself included, have the liberty to do that on our own page and our own time. Social media will make the biggest breakups. The Catherine Danielle was all through Instagram.
Immediately, everybody finds out about it.
Diba? From them mismo. And then, the fans now, you know, you get to comment. Minsan sharing story mo. So, medyo mas nag-bridge yung relationship ng viewer to TV show or star or guest as well. And then, even through the years, like, ang mga teleserye dati that ran for like years, 'di ba? Ngayon months na lang. Ngayon kapag may clamor ang audience for a certain storyline, lalaki 'yon. For example, the Can't Buy Me Love of Donnie and Belle did so well. Tas nagka-clamor yung Maris and Anthony. So lumaki yung storyline. So yung parang like it's really a living, breathing thing now, yung relationship ng television to audiences and viewers. Nasagot ko ba yung tanong mo? Parang dami ko sinabi.
Nasagot mo siya. Talagang ganun na yung naging shift now.
Yes.
It is, whether we like it or not, it is now a big conversation where everybody is involved. Diba?
May stake lahat. May say lahat.
Correct. May stake lahat. May say lahat. Siguro ang huling PBB question ko na lang kasi masyado lang tayo na PBB. is, ano yung naging shift sa gusto ng masa in terms of who were celebrated before to now? Ano saan na nag-gravitate ang mga tao? Or were there archetypes before na parang were viewed a certain way but now the culture eventually kept up and now they are celebrated?
Gosh, that's such a hard question. Trivia, I hardly ever predict the right big winner.
Oh.
Like parang 2 times pa lang in history na nakatama ako, which was Melay and Maymay. Otherwise, mali yung akala ko mananalo. It has changed kasi in the start, nung bagong-bago yung show, you had the likes of Nene, Bea So, Melay Cantiveros, na parang people were able to resonate with strong women who spoke their mind, who were a unique personality.
Yes.
And then nagka-shift from, kasi there was also this rep of PBB na parang, or talent shows in general na charity show, kung sino yung nangangailangan, siya ang mananalo. And then season 4, we had Slater Young, who is a rich Cebuano businessman. Nanalo siya.
Iba-iba
Pero siya
talaga.
ang And then through the years, ang nanalo minsan yung artistahin, minsan yung underdog, minsan yung maingay. So, I don't really know if there's a formula, but what I do know na malaking effect ng viewers now is, dati kasi, when you watch, you only see what is shown to you on TV or on the 24/7 channel. Ngayon, people have their own edits on TikTok. So they can literally make a whole show na bida yung favorite nila.
Correct.
And that plays a huge role. Kasi,
Definitely.
nakikita mo ilang reposts or ilang ito yung maingay, ito yung gusto ng tao, or ito yung ayaw ng tao. So, I guess, what I'm saying is, ang laking part nung kumbaga, marketing ng fans ng sarili nilang favorite with how that particular housemate will fare.
Got it. And 19 years sa PBB and then plus years with like everything na yung pa-throwback mo kanina. With that, what do you think, when did it click to you na, wait, I think I'm really good at this. I have my own thing and I am confident with what I have to offer.
That's so hard. I think late na. Like parang 10 years na ako in the industry when I realized that. Yes, very late. Kasi my story is I wanted to be behind the scenes. I wanted to work as a director and writer for film. Yun talaga yung dream ko. At that time, God had other plans. So, naging on-cam talent ako. And at the first few years, akala ko, gandang racket to. Iipon ako. Model ako. I'll save money, ganyan. Until the 3 years became 6 years. The 6 years became 8 years. And then 10 years in na. And then I'm like, parang this is my career na. Parang kailangan ko na i-let go yung iba kong mga gusto gawin in life. The knowing what I was good at, para siyang, ang tagal ko na-realize because when I was starting, hindi ko nga alam kung bakit pero sobra akong na-judge, hindi lang ng viewers, but even internally, like management as well. Masyadong AB yan si Bianca, masyadong elitista, hindi yan pang masa. Which I don't know where it came from. Hindi ko alam kung dahil Why Speak yung una kong show na medyo intellectual, ganyan. Or dahil ba nag-graduate tayo sa ating alma mater, which parang hindi din naman. Matatas naman ako mag-Tagalog, wala naman akong shuang-shuang. Hindi naman ako luxury whatever. Like, inisip ko, bakit sa tingin nila hindi ako pangmasa, ganyan. So it was something that I also had to grapple with myself, especially at the time, early 20s ako. Parang, will I be me? Or will I like conform to what they're saying? Will I fight it? Will I, like, ang hirap nun i-navigate. So, in the jobs that I would get, yun nga, kunyari, different talk shows or a reality show, a showbiz entertainment show, I was also trying to find my voice through it all. Like, parang ano ba yung identity ko? Kasi at that time, it was either Boy Abunda, Chris Aquino, who are larger-than-life personalities. At pag nene ka, parang, sino ako kumpara sa kanila? Diba? So that's why it took a while. And I guess it took that decade milestone to be like, I guess nandito pa rin ako kasi may ibibigay naman ako, may ibubuga naman ako.
That is very interesting. Especially with when you come from the ABS-CBN machinery, wherein they have research, they will tell you na parang, okay, this is probably how you read, we probably need to lean into this. But I would say that I think you have always had such a singular and original voice that I don't feel like you ever really changed. And I think that is an amazing thing. I think you've always had a clear voice to us, the viewers.
Wow. Thank you for saying that. It feels validating for you to say that. You know, I have a story for you. Nung I became a housemate kasi before I became a host. And then I specifically remember a conversation I had with Boy Abunda, who's my manager from then
my
till
former
now.
boss, by the way.
I love it. Nagda-drive ako pa uwi. And then we were talking about work or something. And then, because galing akong PBB at that time, syempre may offer. They want to do this teleserye or this, yung mga episodic, yung mga Your Song, yung mga ganyang yung mga pa-cute na role. I don't act, I don't sing, I don't dance. I'm not interested in anything other than hosting. And clear yun sa akin, even back then when I was 22. So, ang sabi lang ni Tito Boy sa akin was, okay, I understand that you don't wanna try acting. Pero I want you to know na if you do pursue hosting, konti lang opportunities kung ito lang ang gusto mong gawin. Meaning, if you try to act, sing, or dance, then mas maraming shows na pwede kang kunin. Pero kung ito lang, get ready na it's gonna be hard.
Few and far between lang. Yeah.
And I remember, I even parked the car nga on the side kasi nga parang major life talk na di ba? Parang, baka ma-distract ako. Sabi ko, yes, Tito Boy, this is really only what I want to try to do, hosting. So I guess, sobrang importante ng conversation na yun. Kasi it, I guess, set the tone for me kung ano yung ma-expect ko.
Yeah. Wow. That's an amazing story.
Thank you.
then
Thank
I
you,
think-
Tito Boy.
And I think it's also kind of sticking with a lane that you know in your core is your lane, even though like when you were in ABS, I'm sure talagang ang dami mong nakikita around you na parang, oh, this part is working for them. And
Yeah.
they sing, they dance, they act, and they do this. But I
Yes.
am only in this lane. But I would think right now, finally, the culture, the zeitgeist, the moment has kept up with how important and I guess how valuable hosting is. Because,
Yeah.
diba, you have a podcast, you have a book. So, buti rin nag-keep up yung mga tao, diba?
I think also, siguro it took a lot of hard-headedness then on my
Yeah.
part to not give in. Parang I think I was only, around yung 10-year mark in the industry, tumigil na sila magtanong, hindi mo magta-try mag-artista? Tumigil na sila. Gets na nila.
Gets na nila.
Oo, but although in the industry now kasi it's even tougher because mas konti na ang shows that require a host because to my point earlier about hindi na naglalantad ng mga artista sa talk show,
Yeah.
it's on their own platform.
Uh-huh.
Sobrang konti ng shows that require a host. And a lot of our superstars also host the shows, meaning nabibigyan din sila ng opportunity to host other shows. So parang mas kumonti palalo yung mga
Yeah.
opportunities to those who only want to be a host. So I guess dun pumasok yung that's why I wanted to do other things. Parang, okay, sure ako sa sarili ko, ayoko mag-artista, ayoko kumanta,
Yeah,
ayoko
sumayaw.
sumayaw, pero gusto ko mag-grow. I
Yeah.
want to learn. What
Yeah.
else can I do? So that's why, I think this was around 2010-ish. That's when I explored other things, pero within my same lane. So, naging columnist ako for Philippine Star and then I became editor of a young women's magazine noon, yung Meg. And then eventually, it led to me wanting to write the book,
Yeah.
etc. Meaning, meron palang ways na pwede kang mag-expand and grow pero nasa mga gusto mo gawin pa rin.
Yeah.
And another important note is that one, it's not ABS. I really had to find those opportunities on my own, seek them out, magpakapal mo ka na makipag-meeting sa kung sino man to make it happen.
Yeah. But it sounds like this happened during the time na parang na-realize mo na yung confidence and yung
Yes.
certainty na, okay, this is me. And then everything else opened up.
Yes.
So I guess if you are able to pinpoint, because you are super Bianca after
Wow.
all, what do you think is your superpower
Oh my gosh.
with that, when everything opened up and when you finally realize na, okay, but this is the lane and I will be unstoppable here?
Grabe yung unstoppable.
Yeah,
Wow.
I
Ano ako, I think mula noon hanggang ngayon, I am super always willing to learn. I want to learn. I want to learn. In the nerdy sense, as in school, nerd ako until now na nasa work ako na parang, we talked about it earlier when we recorded na with this new generation, there's so much that I'm learning from them with how they do things. So maybe that could be one of the things that has contributed sa longevity sa career. You have to be willing to learn
Yeah.
and grow talaga.
Great. And then you mentioned the book, diba? In 2014, right? So tell us about giving birth to that book. Kasi it's one thing to write it, but to talk to like a publisher, market it, and promote it.
Yeah.
Like, talagang napasaba ka ba dun agad-agad as a producer?
Oh
back
my
in the day?
gosh. So 2014, I was already editor of Meg for maybe, mga 4 years na. And I remember, as a writer, dream ng most writers to want to write a book.
published, yeah.
To be a published author. Hindi naman ako yung type na magkakwento about my life. Wala naman akong autobiography dreams. Hindi din ako novelist na magaling mag-isip ng mga non-fiction worlds. So I said, what can I write? And I went back. So I used to be a blogger. Wow! So sa
Remember
lahat ng
that,
mga dating
guys?
nasa Blogspot,
Correct.
mga Zanga. Oh my God, sobrang luma na nito mga to.
In today's connected world, the future of marketing is personal. DMAP's DigiCon 2025, The Age of I, The Power of Personalization, is the Philippines' biggest digital marketing event, now on its 10th year. Happening October 16th to 17th at the Marriott Hotel Manila, Discover how AI, data, and emerging technologies are transforming the way brands connect, engage, and grow. Explore 5 powerful tracks. Impact for brand building with tech and creativity. Innovation for AI and emerging technologies. Immersive for digital commerce and retail. Intelligence for data and analytics. Interactive for business transformation for the digital world. Tickets are selling out fast. Register today at digicon.com.ph. DMAPS Digicon 2025, The Age of I. Personalization at scale. Powered by tech. For more information and tickets, visit digicon.com.ph.
I would write, dati kasi ang blog is parang online diary lang.
Yeah.
It's not like now na monetized,
Correct.
whatever. I would just write daily entries of opinions, etc. And then a lot of the comments I noticed were asking for advice. A lot of the comments would say parang, oh, you're my life peg, mga ganyang chuchu. So, putting all those comments together, na it made me realize, what do people go to me for ba? And at that time, so that was like over a decade ago, it was, I guess, advice, life advice, career advice, love advice pa minsan. So I'm like, maybe that's what I should write kasi that's what they're asking me naman eh. And so at that time, I remember I took a super short journey course in London. Binisita yung sister ko, tapos sabi ko, kailangan worthwhile yung punta ko dito. So mag-enroll ako sa short course. Ganyan ako, ang drama ko. And then, in that class, one thing that the professor said stuck to me, sabi niya, what do they want and what do I have? What do they need and what can I give? Parang ganon. That's, in terms of journalism pero I was like, ayan na yun, di ba?
Yeah.
What does the world need and what do I have to give? So, yun yung naging, oh, maybe this is what I can write about. And then iniisip ko, what is something, I was very particular that I wanted the title to be Tagalog, short, and something that people normally say. And I kept thinking, like, when we can't figure something out, what do you say? Paano ba to? Pwede nga yun. So I remember writing it. So trivia, the cover of the book and the logo of the podcast, that's my handwriting. I wrote it. Paano ba to? Gumawa ako ng PowerPoint. Wala pang Canva noon. PowerPoint. Sobrang kadiring PowerPoint with an ugly font, pero hindi naman Comic Sans. Don't worry.
Not the default
Yes.
font.
And then I put the chapters. So I, at that time, iniisip ko as a 31-year-old, I was writing it for a teen and a 20-year-old going through life. Kasi the whole title is Paano ba to? How to Survive Growing Up. So the chapters were family, friends, career, money. There was self, failures, purpose, etc. And then ang bilis, parang na-download talaga siya from my brain. I knew exactly what it was. I called my then publisher sa magazine, si Sari Yap. Sumalangit nawa, Miss Sari. And then Suki Salvador, who was also our boss then. Sabi ko, I have something to pitch. Kasi at that time, One Mega Group was producing coffee table books. So yung mga maganda nilang image ginagawang coffee table book. I'm like, it's time for you to publish a paperback, sabi ko. Confident. Delulu.
I love
You really need
it!
delulu in life talaga, I swear. And again, this is with my super chaka PowerPoint presentation. I just presented. This is how I foresee the book. 250 pages, 8 chapters. I will write. I will crowdsource questions, give advice. I will have guest celebrities who will also give advice, yung nababagay sa bawat chapter. And then they greenlit it right away. And then I spent maybe 6 months doing the research, 3 months doing the writing. I was on top of the layout of every page kasi I got si Pete Rich. He's an illustrator. Sabi ko, ayoko nung basta illustrator lang. Gusto ko magdoodle. My idea for the book was like a journal, like you doodle on it. So, for example, the line, let's say, you feel like nilalamon ka na, and then the doodle would be someone like falling off a cliff. Parang ganyan. So, very talaga intentional bawat page. And then there, I released it. November 2014. Like 5 days before I got married. Sobrang crazy nung year na yun. Ang dami kong ginustong gawin that year. But yeah, one of my favorite years of my life.
But all of it nagawa.
Yes.
Diba? Actually, ang ganda nung sinabi mo kaninang, like, parang nag-demand ka ng meeting. I have an idea. It's time for you to publish a book na
Yes.
paperback. When you look back at those moments sa tipong, oh wow,
Nakakahiya.
talagang I really went for it that time.
Yes.
Diba? But if you think about it, a lot of, like, there are moments in your life where
yeah.
you just really have to grab it by
Yes.
the proverbial balls.
Yes, exactly. And like, you really need a little delulu in life,
Yeah.
for sure. Especially with things that, ito ang paniniwala ko kasi, if you have an idea in your head that's so clear, or a dream in your head that's so clear, yung ganun nga, parang ang bilis lumabas sa'yo. Alam mo na yung plano, alam mo na yung detalye, it's so clear. That's not from us, technically.
Yeah.
That's from whatever higher being you
yeah.
believe in.
I'm exactly like that. And I think the more years you live on this planet, you will realize na may mga seasons sa dumadating yun. And you just have to be
Yes.
more receptive na parang when that happens, it like, oh, I need to make something out of this.
Yes. Kasi if you don't, it's a disservice.
Yeah.
Pinagkatiwala sa'yo, ako, I believe in God, but whatever universe powers, pinagkatiwala sa'yo, you're the chosen
Yes. Vessel.
Rick Rubin calls it vessel.
Yeah.
You are the vessel for this idea. And if you don't give birth to it, someone else will.
Yeah, and I have also noticed times na I have like an idea for a TikTok post na hindi ko pinursue.
Yeah.
Then I hear that the line that I thought of sa iba, I'm like, oh, damn it. So parang the idea was looking for another collaborator already.
Yes, exactly. I'm a big believer of that talaga.
Diba?
Yes.
And I think to have that awareness that the universe wants to converse with you that
Yes.
way, I think is a gift I want everyone to
Yeah.
experience as soon as possible, as early as you can.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It really is that. That's a perfect word. It's a gift. Kasi, ang dami natin. Diba? Parang ang dami naman natin
Ang dami
pwedeng
natin.
gumawa nito. So, parang kung ikaw yung biglang nabiyayaan nun, go mo.
Yeah. Yeah. And it feels like talagang you will know when that moment hits
Yeah.
you eh. Parang
Yeah.
kinakausap ka talaga ni Lord. No joke.
Yes,
Ganun siya.
totoo.
Yeah.
Alam mo yung something that I think we really start to learn in our 30s and mas klaro siya when you reach your 40s, you'll feel it, is yung listening to your instinct. We always hear it, diba? Listen to your instinct, listen to your gut. And when you're in your 20s, it's so hard to tune into that kasi
How
nga,
does that sound like?
yeah,
diba?
and like we have so many doubts. But it's something that I now try to instill in our kids. So my kids are 9 and 6. And the questions that I ask them are not about, hindi para siyang outside questions sa kanila. It's more of like, so how did you feel about that? How did you feel about what you did? Because my husband and I want to instill in them na yun nga, what you're feeling or what your gut, what your brain is telling you, that's actually something you need to listen to. So hopefully gumana. I'll see you in mga 20 years. Balikan kita kung gumana sa kanila.
And of course, we have to talk about motherhood, di ba? As a single mom of none, how has motherhood kind of informed the different roles that you now play? Like as a host, as a producer, as a podcaster, are you able to name the shifts that have happened ever since you
That's
became
so
mother?
That's so difficult. I think the biggest shifts were, one is that I literally have 2 more reasons to live and fight. Like 2 walking, living, breathing reasons to hope and to keep going. The second is that I think when I became a mom, I felt more deeply everything. So I already feel I'm borderline empath dati. All the more when I became a mom. Yung parang you feel so many feelings, you feel deeply about so many issues of the world kasi you know yung future nila apektado dun. So for sure that informs like the things that I want to do in life because parang it tells me, no, you want to put your time and effort into things that are worthwhile that will make an impact, hopefully.
And speaking of impact, so yesterday po, yung Rally for Peace.
Yes.
You were there, and you were with your family.
Yes.
I want to know, like, did you have a conversation with your kids before? Like, how did you parang brief them?
Yes.
And like, what to expect, what this is about, and
Yeah.
then just tell us all about that. I'm sure it was a very special day for you.
Yes, super special. Thank you for asking. So I remember when they were all talking about the September 21 rally. That was the date because it is the 53rd anniversary of martial law. I already told my husband, sabi ko, I think we should bring Lucia, our firstborn, because my firstborn is 9 years old. Parang naintindihan na niya yung mga nangyayari sa mundo. And thankfully, and this is another very important life tip, please choose your life partner wisely because it will massively have an impact on your joy, productivity, output, you as a person, youth in life partner, very important. So yeah, thankfully we're very aligned in values. So he agreed. He's like, yeah, let's bring Lucia. So I tried to explain it to her that there's something happening, there's a rally, and daddy and mommy would really love for you to go. I tried to explain to her why. At first, she said, no, I don't want to. Because I guess she has no idea what it is. Like, why would she say yes to something that feels... I just showed her pictures, said this is what a rally looks like, ganyan. And you see the floods, diba? We've been showing you videos of floods. That's why people want to go out on the street, etc. So it took some time to try to convince her. I didn't want to push her so much. So sabi ko, sige, we'll just let it simmer. The next day, I talked to her again. I said, you know how I always tell you that we're so lucky that we have a comfortable house, that mommy and daddy get to bring you to school every day, that you have a school to go to that's nearby. Sabi ko, not a lot of people, not everyone has that. Some people, when it floods, they have no home. A lot of kids, they have to walk 2 hours just to go to school, etc. etc. So parang trying to explain to her. And at 9, age appropriate naman siya. Sabi ko, just because we're comfortable doesn't mean we shouldn't care about what they go through. That's why we want you to go with us to these rallies because when you're very lucky like us, when God gives you blessings like us, parang you use it to help others, parang ganyan. Siyempre, ang big concept pa rin, so hindi pa rin niya na-get. So, sabi ko, alam ko na yung alas ko dito para maano. I talked to my 6-year-old. Sabi ko, Mommy and Daddy want to go to this rally. Can you go with us? Ang sabi niya lang yata was parang, can I bring my... She just got a grasshopper. Can I bring my grasshopper? Sabi ko, yeah, you can. Okay.
Dali ka usap.
At saka parang, I guess, ang laki pa ng konsepto. It's just going with mommy and daddy. Yun lang yung naglaland. And then when the second one wanted, the panganay, okay, I guess I'll go. So when they both agreed to go, we tried to explain it to them in that way, that the floods are happening because there are bad guys who are stealing money from the people who pay tax, that's us. And we're just here because we want to say, no, that's a bad thing to do. Parang ganyan. So yeah, we went there. We were so happy that they agreed. And then the best part was we just said, anything you want to ask, anything, just ask us. So they kept asking about the signs. Oh. They kept asking about, what does that chant mean? Ano yung parang ikulong? Mga things like that. And so it was so fulfilling, honestly. Made me so proud. And then last night nga, my 6-year-old said parang, Mommy, the next time you go to a rally, can I go with you? Aww. I was like, oh my gosh. And then nakakainis kasi I already prepared like small cardboards. Naggupit na ako ng box, pero parang ang dami nangyari, so I forgot to bring it. So while we were there, the kids were like, we should have brought our signs. Gawanan sila. So yeah, I hope na it makes an impression on them for like the years to come.
But what I love about that story is it was an actual conversation.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
you had
absolutely.
to ask them first, parang, there's gonna be this thing, the choice is still up to you. And then even if, like eventually, I guess parang, in this case, napilitan na lang. Diba? But in that moment, during the rally, you were still having conversations with them.
Oh yeah, I want them to understand exactly why they're there. That's so important to us.
And I think you still made it a safe space for them. Even though, I mean, if you think about it, kung bata na yun, parang you can always just play the parent who always knows better na parang no, we're gonna go this way. I think it's
Yeah.
it's so evolved of you. So
Oh, thank
that's
you.
wonderful.
I mean, I'm so happy that yun nga, my husband and I are so aligned in it. Sabi ko nga, because I went to work today and na-cancel yung classes today. Sabi ko, maghanda ka kasi lahat ng mga questions sa'yo. So just be prepared to explain to them everything they ask. But yeah, we try as much as possible na, I mean, we want them to be aware of things happening in the world. And yeah, what better way than this?
I love that. So that whole making a safe space for people is something you also mention when you do your interviews, right? You want to make sure that they are in a safe space. How do you do this? Does this start sa prep, sa pag-message mo sa kanila sa IG so that they feel like it's a very inviting energy?
Yeah.
How do you customize this particular safe space for your guests?
Oh, shucks. I'm not really sure. Ikaw na naging guest ko, baka mas ikaw ang makasagot nun. But I think it started with my process. So I used to host a show called Cinema News on Cinema One.
Yes.
So showbiz chismis show. And then I would be assigned guests for it. Backtrack kasi to many years ago, after I became a housemate, because my stay was like quite controversial because of relationship, I got too close for comfort with another housemate, etc. I know what it feels like to be on the receiving end of questions that you feel are, sobra naman to. Yung parang, really ba? Tatanungin mo sa akin yan? And ever since then, I said, I don't ever want a guest of mine to feel that way. And so every time there would be an issue, I would be more, I guess, compassionate in the way that I would ask the question, to the point that sometimes I would reword the question written by the writer to how I see fit. Kasi it'll vary din eh. Kasi kung nasa mood naman yung guest ko and kaya, then
Why
I can
not?
ask.
Yeah.
But when you see they're vulnerable, you don't kick them while they're down,
Yeah.
diba? You like hold space for them, ganyan. Or even questions like, every time may bagong kasal na artista, in the list of questions would be, so kailan na kayo magkakaanak? And there was a time that I really shifted and I said, I will change this question. The question should be, do you plan to have kids? Because you cannot assume
That
that
they
they
will
want
want to
kids.
have kids.
And dahil lang babae, siya yung matatanong kasi siya yung nagdadala ng anak, etc., etc. So things like that na parang I try to, even if it's a showbiz talk show, there is a way to do it with
care.
respect.
Yeah.
With care. Kasi tao lang din naman siya. Nagkataon lang na artista siya. Yeah.
So talagang that's you being an empath, right?
Maybe.
But with that being said, how do you kind of negotiate or manage the fact that while you need to make your guests feel safe, hard questions
Yeah.
still need to be asked?
Yes,
How do you
correct.
navigate those parts?
We still do ask it, lalo na pag it's I guess, a network show or a TV show. And in that case kasi, it's not just me. Parang there's a bunch of writers, even the producer, who will sit down the guest and say, we're gonna have to ask this. So in that case, parang it takes a village, literally, to ask. Pero bihira na din naman yun ngayon. Because nga, like I said, going back to the first thing we talked about, nagsa-statement na naman sila on its own. So, on their own. So, by the time ma-interview ko sila, it's more fleshing out
Got it.
the pasabog that they already dropped.
Correct.
Parang ganon.
Got
Yeah.
it. So yeah, asking the right questions pa rin. And I guess you have to intuitively feel it rin eh. No?
Yes.
Na parang, do I phrase this question this way?
Yeah, and I think the part of the safe space, and I'd like to think na ito ay malaking parte nun, is really learning how to listen to the guest, which is equally important. Hindi lang yung tanong ng tanong or alam mong may konting drain up na yung guest, pupunta ka lang sa second question kasi yun yung nakalagay sa listahan. Diba you're gonna latch on, parang you're trying to tell me something more.
Yes.
Parang ganon.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you help steer the conversation with the guest. Depende sa kung ano yung nararamdaman mong gusto
Yeah.
niyang ibigay. Yeah.
And yung give and take ng energy na yan, I think, when you are hosting, when you're interviewing someone, to me, something about it sometimes feels very divine. Because sometimes I feel like in listening to this guest, the universe is probably trying to deliver a certain message to me.
Yes.
In you hosting your podcast and so yung podcast na lang ang puntahan natin, in you hosting your podcast, like how has it kind of steered you towards a new direction moving forward now?
I don't know about new direction.
I guess, sige lang,
but
where does your curiosity kind of push you a bit with these amazing interviews you have on the pod?
Oh, shucks. I think the beauty about the concept of paano ba to, and again, thank you God for landing the concept on me, is that we'll never run out of questions about life. Like, whatever life stage you're in, meron at meron tayong finifigure out. So, in that case pa lang, in that sense pa lang, hindi ako maubusan ng topic. And even if like, I've done a topic before, if it's a different guest, it's a totally different experience. Or like, if it's a new generation, it's a totally different milieu in which that problem is happening.
Yeah.
So, I super agree with you when you say that you have to follow your curiosity, because that's the only reason, honestly, that Paano Ba To is still alive until now, is because it's only when you'll stop being curious that you'll stop asking questions.
Yeah. So with that, I guess ang aking huling question ay, what are the questions na parang you feel right now are too crazy to ask for the podcast? What are the topics na parang feeling mo, parang hindi pa siya swak sa brand, but I really want to do a topic on zebras. I don't know. No, because diba, like
Yeah.
yung actual curious Bianca without the
Yeah.
producer hat, the host hat.
Yeah.
Like, ano yung nasa ng mga tanong right now and saan ang mga good vibes papunta?
Oh my gosh, there are so many dream mini-series that I have for Paano Ba To, honestly. As in, this is what I say nga, my problem now is that I have so many ideas and so many things that I want to do, but how can I find the time? And again, going back to the first thing we said, pagod na tayo. Paano pa? Kaya pa ba?
Yeah.
I do want to do a mini-series called Golden. Meaning, I interview everyone 60 and up about amazing life wisdom. Sobra kong gusto.
Yeah.
Dream ko yun talaga. Mini-series. So, kasi ang daming ma-download na
Correct.
wisdom from those
Yes.
in their 60s and up.
Yeah.
Another series that I want to do, especially with everything happening now, is parang medyo a nod to why I speak. So medyo a youth social issues type series. Sobra ko talagang gusto. I don't know how yet. At one point nga, I wanted to make it a campus tour, ganyan. Parang who has time? Like, how do I do this?
Kaya yan. Kakayanin
Oo.
yan.
If anyone watching wants to partner with that, a
Marami
campus
ditong
tour.
taga-advertising, taga-publishing. Alam nyo na.
Yeah, like, diba, parang it's so important to hear their take on everything happening.
Yeah.
And more importantly, it's so important to encourage them to have a take
Yes.
in the first place,
Yes.
diba? To care.
Yeah.
So yeah, those are just a few things of the many things that I want to do.
Yeah, ako rin
Paano
eh.
Ba
Kasi
To?
parang, while we know we have an audience to cater to, of course, it's also our responsibility to kind of like introduce new things to them, right?
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
I wanna invite more healers sa podcast.
I love
I've already
that.
had a Theta healer. I want to have like a Reiki practitioner, somebody who does transcendental meditation, and then
Yes.
traditional talk therapy.
Yes.
Para lang we get to see kind of like what are the universal concepts na parang just
Yes.
as human beings, lessons we get to take with
I
us.
super love that. And I love that you said that kasi I remember reading this before. Apologies as I forget who said it. But parang, ang sabi niya, sometimes the viewer, listener, doesn't even know what they need yet till you give it to them.
Correct.
I believe it was Margaret Zhang. So parang sabi niya, you have to keep giving them things that you are genuinely interested
Correct.
in, because sometimes they don't even know na, gusto ko pala to, until you
Correct.
share it
May
with
nakita
them.
rin akong parang quote or whatever nung like before the Industrial Revolution. Parang if you would ask people how to move faster, they will just say more horses. But then, the
Yeah.
car was invented. So
Yeah.
parang the curiosity, I think,
Yes.
is like the thing we kind of need to make our North Star.
Oh, yes. I agree. Super.
That is it. Thank you so much, Bianca. This is so
thank
fun.
you. I know.
Meron tayong mini manifestation
Yes.
sa dulo. Which
I
feel
love
like,
it. At saka maraming salamat sa exchange guesting.
Yes, of
Please
course.
catch Baus also on Paano Ba To?
Yes,
on the
masaya
pod.
yung ginawa namin. Yung mga usual millennial hugots that you want from andun po, nung ko nilabas lahat.
Yes.
But that is it. Thank you so much for joining us today. Don't forget to rate and review us on Apple Podcast and Spotify and wherever you may find us. Follow us on IG, Kaya Baba Pod. And in case they don't follow you yet, tell the children where they can find you.
Ang tari ng children. Oo. I am Super Bianca on all platforms. And yes, if you can also follow Paano Ba To on Instagram. And ito na naman tayo. I'm so tired, but we have to be on TikTok. So it's Ask Paano Ba To on TikTok. Bumalik na naman sa
Bumalik
pagod.
na naman tayo sa pagod. And it's only Monday.
Yes, laban.
And that's it. Thank you so much, guys. We will see you next time. Bye.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.